this Indian Coal Forum's International Conference and Expo, Coallog India 2021, on a very important topic of coal, 1 million tons logistical challenges. We are very fortunate to have very distinguished and learned panel of very eminent speakers who will express their views on this very important topic. We are very much honored to have Shri General Manager, Stadel, as our chief guest at this conference. On behalf of Indian Coal Forum and on my behalf, I welcome Shri General Manager, Stadel, as chief guest of today's function. We are very happy and feel greatly honored and privileged to have him here with us. We are thankful and feel obliged that he has very kindly agreed to spare his valuable time from his busy schedule to be with us and give his valuable views and guidance to us on this very important topic of today, 1 million tons logistical challenges. I welcome Shri Abraham Stephanos, President, Bengal Chamber of Commerce, Managing Director, Tata Steel Downstream Products Limited, as our guest of honor. We are very obliged to him for having former CMD, NCL and SCCL. We are grateful to all of them to spare their valuable times to be here. Let us have the benefit of their analytical views on the theme of today's conference. I welcome all the dignitaries, government officials, galaxy of energy experts, research scholars, academicians, the delegates, the print and electronic media, other participants, and thank them for sparing their valuable time. Coal, a carbon-intensive energy source, is at the center of a global debate on energy and climate policy. In a growing number of developed countries, the elimination of coal-fired generation is becoming the key climate change policy goal. In other countries, especially in Asia-Pacific region, coal still remains the preferred source of electricity generation and is seen as an abundant and affordable energy base load source. As the world is trying hard to find viable alternative energy sources, coal continues to maintain its sheen in India, China, and other Asia-Pacific regions, and shall continue to dominate the energy scene for at least next 3 decades positively. International Energy Agency has, in its reports, maintained that India's dependence on coal as an energy source will definitely remain up to year 2050. Many countries have already declared year as 2050 as the target year for attaining net zero carbon emission. China has claimed to achieve the same net zero carbon emission by the year 2016. In spite of great global pressure, at COP26 at Glasgow, our Honorable Prime Minister announced that the target year for India for reaching net zero carbon emission will be 2017. India led a handful of developed countries to be successful pushing the coal phase out to coal phase down and drew a lot of flack from major developed countries. It clearly shows India's strong no-option dependence on coal. Managing the phase down was not easy, but India managed. India is a big net importer of energy and is in a very precarious situation. Coal is the only Indian source energy fuel abundantly available in this country. India is already importing 80% of its soil needs and also importing, in spite of huge available coal resources, over 250 million tons of coal, of which 200 million tons is thermal coal. For feeding this high growth rate of our economy, India has to depend on coal for some decades to come. The Coal Ministry is taking several steps to augment the coal production and coal evacuation infrastructure, including laying new railway lines. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, allocated 50,000 crores for creating coal evacuation infrastructure. It includes 18,000 crores for mechanized coal transportation. CIL will also pump in 1.2 lakh crores on the projects related to coal evacuation, exploration, 2024 to achieve 1 billion tons of fuel output. Out of the proposed spend of 1.22 lakh crores, Coal India has planned to invest 32,696 crores on coal evacuation, rupees 25,117 crores on mine infrastructure, and 29,000 crores on project development by the year 2023-24. These moves are in line with the centre's effort to bring down coal import. CIL accounts for about 80% of the coal production in the country. With rising energy needs, coal production and its utilization is going to increase. India will be producing 1 billion tons of coal by the year 2023-24. Major increase in coal production will come from coal fields like Hasdewaran, Korba, Mandragarh, Ib Valley, Talcher and North Karnapura under command area of SCCL, MCL and CCL respectively. Coal evacuation is going to be the biggest challenge for handling augmented coal production from these coal fields and feeding uninterrupted coal supply to the end use coal destination located across India. It has been experienced in the past that coal evacuation arrangements are not developed concurrently with the development of mine, resulting into a huge build-up of pitted stocks due to dispatch. Today, the coal movement pattern is railway, including rail sea route, is 55%, road 26%, MGR 17%, and belt conveyor rope is only 2%. It has therefore been suggested to focus approach on the development of coal evacuation infrastructure such as pit-top coal loading infrastructure, silos, rapid loading, augmentation of existing railway lines in development of new railway lines, construction of conveyor belts from pit top to the nearby siding, avoiding road transport as far as possible as it is neither cost effective nor good for environment and civil governance. We will be hearing more in detail from the very learned and esteemed speakers from now. Now may I invite Shri Alok Partiji, Chairman Indian Coal Forum, former Secretary Coal, to give his welcome address. Before I invite Mr. Parthi, I would like to formally, sir, a minute, I would like to formally introduce him. Not that Mr. Parthi is a well-known person, but however, Shri Alok Parthi is an advisor and former Secretary of Ministry of Coal, Government of India. He is an IAS of 1977 batch Assam Meghalaya cadre and has worked in the Ministry of Coal, Health and Welfare, Ministry of Defence, etc. at the centre as well as various departments of the government of Assam. He was on the board of several defence PSU as official director when he worked as joint secretary in the Ministry of Defence. He was also official director on the board of Coal India Limited and NLC when he was serving in the Ministry of Coal. He has been a non-official part-time independent director on the board of Coal India Limited and various other companies. Mr. Parthi holds a bachelor's degree in science and master's degree in physics from the University of Allahabad and also completed a master's course in social planning and policy development countries from London School of Economics, UK. He is also a he was also a member secretary of the Kelkar committee set up by Ministry of Defence to suggest modifications to the defence acquisitions. WHO consultant for conducting study and validation of national immunization program in Bhutan and also served as the consultant of UNICEF to develop material management systems for supply in Myanmar. Mr. Parthi, please.
Thank you, Mr. Gautam. I think by hearing my biodata, most of you have probably come to the conclusion that I'm the most unfit person to talk about Coallog. To begin with, let me welcome the delegates. We're grateful that Mr. Arun Arora, General Manager of Eastern Railway, has spared time to address the gathering today. We're also grateful to Mr. Stefanos from the President of the Bengal Chamber of Commerce, He's also the MD of Tata Steel Downstream Products. We are, of course, grateful to Mr. Tiwari, who is the Director Marketing from Coal India. Mr. Kumar, who is the Executive President of Indian Coal Forum, and Mr. Gautam, who is the Secretary General of the Forum. I also find that there are some dignitaries sitting in front, Mr. Partha Bhattacharya, Mr. Hazra, and the various other people. I can't go on reeling names, but let's get down to the subject. Mr. Gautam has been kind enough to give an overview of what is happening in the country, as well as what has been some policy decisions declared by the government after COP26. I would basically like to confine myself entirely to the issue of logistics related to coal movement, and I would not get into the policy issues of whether coal continues for another 2 decades or 3 decades, or what are the implications of various policies of the government with regard to the usage of coal. Why I'm saying this is that we have 3 important people sitting on the dais. Mr. Arora from Eastern Railway, Mr. Stefanos from the Chamber of Commerce, and particularly since he is from the Tata Steel Downstream Products, and Mr. Tiwari from Coal India, marketing person. They are deeply involved in the very subject that we are talking about. Mr. Gautam gave some statistics. About 56 to 55% of coal is being transported through rail. About 22-23% goes by road. About 17 to 19% is by MGR, and a very small percentage